People oftentimes find others to relate to in school. When you feel like you are separated from others, it can make learning a challenge. Instructor at the School for the Blind, Ken Dockter, is here to share his life experience with working with students of all ages to overcome challenges. Thanks so much for joining us today.
It's my pleasure to be here.
So, what is the School for the Blind?
Here in North Dakota, there's the School for the Blind, and we used to be a residential school for the blind where students would come at the beginning of the school year and stay until the end of the school year and go home on weekends and holidays and so on. And we've recently, in the last 15 years or so, changed our focus where we are an outreach-based school where we travel and see students in their own home and then also in their own school. But then we also have short-term program. So this week we have 7 students from across the state of North Dakota, upper elementary and middle school students, and they come to the school for a week long, learning what we call in the vision field the expanded core curriculum. It could be daily living skills, Braille, technology, orientation, mobility, recreation, leisure, social skills. And while the students are there, they also bring their homework, and we help them keep up on their homework throughout the day.
Okay, this school reaches out to students in North Dakota and the surrounding areas. Are there other similar programs throughout the world?
There are other schools for the blind. Each state has a school for the blind in it. And then there are rehabilitation centers across the country where adults can go and get vision training if they're losing their vision due to diseases or car accidents or any other reason that they might lose their vision.
You have kind of a personal story on how you got to this point. Could you share that with us?
Yeah, a little bit. I have low vision myself. When I was 10, I had a virus that attacked my optic nerve, so I have low vision myself. So I can relate to the students and the adults that I'm working with on a daily basis.
How has this experience, with visual impairment affected how you help others?
I can definitely relate to some of their stories and some of the things that they're going through, and try and portray to them that you really don't want anything to hold you back, and you want to be able to go for what you want in life and to definitely work hard and go after those things that you need and want.
Yeah, it's nice they can kind of look up to you.
Yeah.
What is your role in the school?
I have a couple different roles, as we all do at the School for the Blind. One of my roles is I teach daily living skills to students and adults. For our center-based adult program, I coordinate that when we have adults coming into the school. And then I'm also a orientation mobility instructor at the School for the Blind. And that's where I can teach people to use a cane to travel environments that travel from point A to point B safely.
You mentioned working with kids and adults. Is there a difference?
Definitely. The kids are, they've learned many things, skills at home and many things from their parents, where adults have, many times been independent for 40 years of their life. And when they're starting to lose their vision, they want to get back to their independence quickly, and they want to get back to their life where they knew it before their vision loss. So they're really working. Many times they want their things right away, and kids are sometimes a little more laid back.
Right. I'm sure that's a hard transition for the adults.
Definitely.
What are some things that you do at the School for the Blind to, help them?
I think one of the biggest areas that we teach is orientation mobility, is just teaching them how to maybe use a cane and to travel from point A to point B, as I said earlier. I think it's really important so they can, get out and go to a job, hopefully, go to the grocery store and get groceries. I think the other big area is technology, just being able to use a computer, being able to have access to the internet and have access to your email, and definitely daily living skills, being able to cook yourself a meal and coordinate your clothes, just identify if you're going to have tomato soup or chicken noodle soup, and how you might identify the different labels and foods in your house.
We just actually watched a video where the kids at the School for the Blind were playing what looked like bocce ball to us. Could you kind of explain how you adapt the games so they can play?
Sure. That game that they were playing was bocce ball, and we had a sound source by the Plino, which is the little ball that you throw your big bocce ball to. So the students that were totally blind can hear the sound source, and they can determine if they have to throw the ball far or if they throw it hard or soft to get to the Plino, so they can try and win the game.
Sounds like fun.
It definitely is.
So you use technology at the School for the Blind, but I'm sure there's lots of technology out there. Could you kind of talk about some of this?
There's lots of technology. There's some programs. One of the programs is JAWS, which is Job Access with Speech. So someone who's totally blind can read the computer monitor, will read what's on the computer monitor, and a person really doesn't use the mouse anymore. They just use keystrokes, which is kind of amazing. And then there's a program called Magic or Zoom Text, which are pretty much the same. And there, the screen can be enlarged, and it can also have speech. There's some other products. One's called the iBill, where you can place a paper currency into the iBill, and it will read what it is.
So it sounds like technology has come a long way. Really quick, what is the most rewarding part about what you do?
Some of the most rewarding things that I see is a couple weeks ago, a student went home and wanted to make lunch or Sunday supper for the family, and the mom called and said, what we made at school, that's what the student made at home, and the student was 11 years old, and it was very exciting to see that.
That's great. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.